There's a very common problem where you do have family conflicts at the end of life about what the course of treatment should be for a patient who has not clearly expressed his or her wishes. So the best way of avoiding those kinds of things is to have the discussion before serious illness sets in. And most of us don't want to have those discussions, and sometimes if we do, like when parents or grandparents raise it, children will say, "Oh, Dad, don't talk that way, you're not going to die." But that frustrates people's desire to think about what comes next. So, we should initiate those discussions, and like somebody said to me one day, it's like voting in Chicago, early and often, that these discussions should take place before serious illness arrives, and maybe more than once as your condition changes. And that enables the family then to make decisions which will be in your best interests, which will replicate your wishes, and will most importantly avoid those kinds of family conflicts that too often arise. So then there's the question about what do you do if these discussions have not taken place before serious illness and unconsciousness sets in. You've got a family there, they're distraught, they're upset, they're trying to make decisions. And absent or lacking any clear indication from the patient about what they would like, I think the key thing to remember is that decisions about the patient's care have to be made as close to the patient or from the patient's perspective as possible. When we try to make decisions about health care for somebody else, we're always trying to do it from their perspective. In other words, what would be best for them? And we can make that calculation of burdens and benefits for them just as they might do for themselves, even if we don't know too much about what they want. There are really two ways in which proxy decision makers can go about deciding. One is substituted judgment, where assuming you know what the patient wanted and you're simply carrying out the patient's wishes. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't, because we can't know everything about what's going to come down the road medically. The other way is what we call the best interest thing, where we look at that situation and we kind of say, well, okay, how would I make this calculation for the patient because they can't do it themselves?